Hi everyone, and welcome to the Pisces June 2023 Illumination reading. This is I Am Illuminated Tarot, a place for you to better connect with and illuminate your own personal spiritual importance. So hi everyone and welcome. Pisces, we are jumping right into your reading here. I'm first pulling out a card to take a look at the energy you're bringing to the month. Then we're looking out here as to what Spirit would like you to really focus on and embrace this month, and then move into to really bring in a blessing or a gift that wants to come in for you. So right off the bat here, Pisces, we have the Nine of Swords. Now, the Nine of Swords is a card of worry. It's a card of those negative thoughts that keep us up at night, that keep us worrying and wondering. And it is also a card that reminds us that those are just thoughts, that we can stay awake wondering about every what if contingency that might happen. But ultimately, at the end of the day, we can't predict everything. We can't anticipate everything that might happen. And there's a level here of, maybe for many of you, you've been sitting with a certain level of anxiety for some time around something. This could also just be intensely overthinking. Kind of almost like that compulsive, I have to keep overanalyzing, worrying, overanalyzing. Now, when we look out into what Spirit's really asking you to embrace this month, we have Three of Wands, we have Eight of Wands, we have Eight of Pentacles, and we have the Ace of Pentacles. There's an opportunity coming in, and that could be why you are worried, why you are kind of in this place of overthinking. Because with the Three of Pentacles and the the Three of Wands and the Eight of Wands, there's this feeling that something is coming in for you. There's an opportunity, and things start to get moving very quickly. Now, this could be even a communication, because the Eight of Wands can actually refer to very quick electronic communication, like receiving a text or an email, something along those lines. So it may be that what comes in, an opportunity, is literally coming in through those means. Now, the Eight of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles, there's something here around that this opportunity might have something to do with what you've been long working on. The Eight of Pentacles speaks to dedicated focus, spending time and energy perfecting something, whether this is in the workplace, a skill set, whether this is, you have a hobby on the side and you've been perfecting doing that hobby. This could even be, the building of a financial legacy, you name it. Anything where you've been kind of hard at work, dedicated and focused. And suddenly with the Ace of Pentacles, there's an opportunity, something that correlates directly to what you've been working on. And that can also be this communication or this opportunity that comes in that kind of spurs this forward, to where you're like, okay, I'm going to jump in there. I'm going to keep working and put my head down, and I'm going to take the opportunity. I'm going to take what comes in, and I'm going to plant that seed. What's interesting, though, is at the bottom of the deck, which is your underlying energy, we have a card here that's specific to this version of the Rider-Waite-Smith Tarot. It is what I like to refer to as the romantic Lovers card, where the Lovers card in the traditional tarot can speak to just love in general. It can also speak to making decisions in love, choosing to follow our heart kind of thing. This can actually be where we're just focused on the romantic relationship of love. And there may be, perhaps for some of you, a new relationship coming in. I mean, that could be this. This could literally be that the opportunity that comes in is somebody says, hey, like, you want to move in together? And you're like, oh, that's really fast. I don't know if I can. And then it's like all of a sudden you have to like get to work finalizing everything to make a move for this new opportunity. It could also be where, if this is not directly regarding a relationship in your life, this could also be with with this card coming up. It might just be that this is where you feel vulnerable, that kind of vulnerability that you have when you're in that type of romantic relationship, where it's like, oh, I lose myself in this. And maybe that's what you're afraid of. Maybe there's something coming in here that feels like you might lose yourself in the process. And that can be very scary. That can feel like and it's hard for me to say without sounding kind of strange, like almost like a part of yourself might be dissolving, or you might have to, again, lose a part of yourself, whether entering into a relationship, with the star and the lovers coming in underneath. So this is the traditional lovers card here. So you have both. There is something here around a great dream coming through around, again, what you love, around perhaps the choice of pursuing romantic love. This could also be something around, if this is pertaining more to something that does not represent a relationship, a personal relationship in your life. This could literally be pursuing something you're deeply passionate about that, again, ties directly to a dream of yours. And you have this chance to kind of enter into this vulnerable, it's almost like if somebody, like, let's say you had a hobby on the side that you do, and you lose yourself in that hobby. You know, you could paint for hours, you could sing for hours, you could, do tarot readings for hours, that all of a sudden somebody comes in and says, hey, do you want to do this full time? And you're like, wait, what? And you're like, yeah, you want to do it full time. Do you want to leave your 9 to 5 and really kind of start to, I have an opening for you to just, and you're like, oh my gosh, I never even considered. I never even considered that could be something I could do. And there might be a feeling of am I good enough? That could be coming through. Am I good enough to do that? Have I worked hard enough at whatever this is? I mean, this could also be, if this is truly around a relationship, this could be where somebody does say, I love you. I love you, and let's move in together. Let's take our relationship to the next step. And you're like, I don't know if I've worked hard enough. I don't know if have I saved enough? Do we have a big enough place? Have I worked on all my quirks? That kind of thing. And I think for many of you, you're being asked to embrace this, whatever this is coming in, because it's presenting you with the opportunity for the next cycle, a new seed of something to come. And I mean, with the lovers and the star, I mean, that is beautiful. That is beautiful energy. That is either the love of your life, the relationship of your life, or this is truly entering into that place where you get to pursue something that feels like you're entering, that's going to make you feel like you're entering into a new, that kind of butterfly feeling of oh my gosh, I could do this all day. So let's see here. Yeah, so we have the World coming in. Yeah, so this is your main challenge for the month. Just realizing that a major cycle has come to an end. And it may feel scary. This could be literally okay, it's time to move in with this person. It's time to get this relationship off the ground. And it's wow, I'm not a single person anymore. And I'm moving forward into this next cycle. And there's this new potential for so much. But with strength coming in, that can be scary. It's very hard to walk away from past versions of ourselves. It's hard for us to, say, I mean, this could even be where some of you, I don't see anything negative here aside from your own worry. But for some of you, this could even be the opposite of this. We'll see what else wants to come out, but maybe this is the ending of a relationship that you've worked really hard on, and now it's time for you to kind of, I hate to say it, if we looked at this in a different perspective, this could literally be where somebody, kind of comes in and says, I don't see the Knight of Swords, which would kind of indicate that more for me, but this could always be that, hey, here's the Dear John letter, I'm done, and you're like, but I've been working so hard. And now you have to work harder to kind of, move on from this person. And there's a fresh start in that. So you'll have to take it as to how it resonates. But I do feel more like this is a new relationship coming in that's going to kind of revolutionize your life. And you're ready for it. You are ready for it, Pisces. This could be, again, also a relationship around anything that makes you feel that sense of excitement, butterflies, that you could lose yourself in it. You could do this all day. Keep that in mind. Okay, yeah, so here's the spread here. We have the World, Strength, 2 of Pentacles, 8 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, 6 of Wands. I love it. Success and recognition. So the World and Strength. Yeah, this is saying it's time to have the strength to know that a door to what has been up to this point has closed. A cycle has ended and you're moving into a new cycle. A new cycle that to me looks very much like the realization of a dream relationship or partnership, or the realization of a dream where you get to follow what you love and you get to lose yourself in the dynamic between you and what you do for a living. There's something along that line coming in here too. Two of Pentacles says, it's at the heart of your reading. This is what Spirit wants you to embrace, to reflect on, and to really embody for this month. Two of Pentacles is a card. It could be an actual challenging card because it's one where we are juggling the day-to-day. It's where we're having to kind of juggle multiple things, and sometimes it can ask us to make a choice, to really look at prioritizing. Are we just going through the motions every day and trying to get done as much as we can, or are we actually every day looking at really intentionally choosing where and how we choose to take action, what we're working with in the physical? Are we intentionally choosing what we eat? Are we intentionally choosing how much sleep we get? Are we intentionally choosing where we dedicate our time and energy? And so there's something here around really being able to kind of embody, I feel intuitively, the multitasker, the person who can do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, because you are working on something over here. You are going to be asked, I think, through communication to work towards an opportunity. And it might mean that, again, you have to really release a past version of yourself to really embrace this working towards this new opportunity. And it's going to show you where there is something in your life that is no longer fulfilling, where the Eight of Cups is walking away from something that you've put some time and energy and investment towards, but it's not fulfilling anymore. It's not giving you a return on the emotional investment you've put in, and there's more for you out there. So this could be, again, where you've been working at a job for a long period of time and suddenly you get this opportunity to shift focus, and it's like just in the realization that you could do something else that you're more passionate about, it really highlights it kind of has that spotlight effect of like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I could ever go back to just working at this 9 to 5 now that I know that there could be more out there for me along this line. Or I don't know if I could ever go back to being single now that I've met the person of my dreams. It's one of those things where it's like you're really realizing now in your experience what isn't working and what hasn't probably been working for some time on an emotional level. And then there's the Five of Pentacles. This is you really having to face your own limitations and your own perspective around how much you can make, how much you are worth, how much, if you follow what you want, if you pursue your own passions and what you love, how you might perceive that others are not going to support you in that. Because the Five of Pentacles is a card of lack. It's a card of where you feel like if you invest in yourself, you might be on the losing end of the return on that investment. It could be like, it would be like somebody who paints all the time and they're like, nah, I could never do that full time. This could be like somebody saying like, well, I want to commission you to paint 3 paintings. And you're like, yeah, I could squeeze in that time and energy, but ultimately that's probably the only person who's ever going to want to buy anything that I would make. And it's, instead of looking at it in the opposite, saying that initial excitement, that rush of adrenaline that comes when that person says, hey, can I commission you for 3 paintings? And you're like, oh my God, yes, I'll get right to work. I can't wait to get out of my 9 to 5 and get home so I can start the process. Instead of realizing, oh my gosh, this could be my everyday, versus going to a job that now when you have to go back the next day and pull yourself away from those paintings, you're like, ugh, I don't know if I can do this anymore. So there's this facing of that realization that you are worth more. And you have been worth more for quite some time, Pisces, but I think there's this very big spotlight on like, wait a second. I can have it. I can have it all. And I can be triumphant in this process. Okay, so let's see what does Pisces need to know about the world? What does Pisces need to know about the world? I'm going to pull clarifiers now for the cards out here, and then I'll pull some additional oracle cards at the end to get a kind of deeper message. So we have the Hanged Man. Yeah, seeing something in a new perspective. There is this forced pause so that I think for many of you might be seeing even the past in a new perspective, that you're realizing, okay, if something is coming to a close, well then what does that mean? What's opening up for me now? But it might be too that you're seeing something from the past in a more positive light, or the reverse. You're finally seeing something, you might look back and say, oh my gosh, I just worked 10 years of my life in one place, and I don't know if I want to continue to do that. I'm looking at it now saying, okay, that was great for what it was, but there's a new opportunity. The Two of Wands speaks to a new direction. Choosing a new direction, and maybe seeing this new direction in a new light now that something else is closing out for you. And and that could also be there is a change in perspective on which way you want to go in your experience. So for strength, we have the Chariot and the Six of Swords. This is the strength to get moving and to move on. These are two cards of movement. The Chariot can actually mean moving. It could be physical movement. You could be moving in with someone else. You could be moving for a job. You could be just moving on from a way of being. But the Chariot there's this feeling of getting into the driver's seat of your life again and starting to move forward with intention. The Six of Swords is transcending your own mental limitations, those things that have long held you back, tied directly to probably a lot of this worry going through here. There's a feeling almost of I know I need to move. I know I've just chosen a new path, a new direction that's closing out an old direction for myself. But that always is going to take a level of strength, because it means that you're going to have to challenge yourself to move past some limitations I think you've long held yourself restricted by. And this could literally be that you've held yourself restricted by the sense of, my talent isn't worth this. It will never be worth more than this. Or my love will never be worth more than this. And suddenly somebody comes in and kind of blows that all to pieces. So let's see about the Two of Pentacles. What does Pisces need to know about the Two of Pentacles here? Yep, Nine of Cups. Having gratitude while you're really focused on what you're juggling, but also getting to that place of making that wish for the Ten of Cups, really getting to the, oh, I love it, and the Empress. Yeah, the Empress is, it's funny because this came out prominent in Virgo, your opposite signs reading. The Empress is giving birth. It is creativity. It is understanding that we hold space for what we want to create in our life. And there's a feeling tied with the Nine of Cups to that dream. What do you want to give birth to? What do you have what are you grateful for in your life that is abundant, that is creative? How can you start to balance that, juggle that into your everyday experience? Because that's really where you're going to start to perfect something and create an opportunity for yourself here by bringing in your creativity and that dream, that wish for yourself, into prioritizing that into your everyday experience just by making little conscious changes. This would be like, I'm going to choose to pursue one thing that makes me feel creative and that I lose myself in every day. And this could be literally like you say, I'm going to, for 30 minutes every day, paint. And I don't care who sees it or what happens. That's what I'm going to do. Or every day I'm going to dedicate time to baking. Or every day I'm going to dedicate time to me creating the video game or computer game of my dreams. Something along those lines. But learning how to start to prioritize that into your day-to-day experience. Then for Eight of Cups, we have the Ten of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Very interesting here. Because when we think of the Ten of Cups, in the Eight of Cups is 2 cups away from the Ten of Cups. And the Ten of Cups is that ultimate happy family, wish fulfilled. You go from the Nine of Cups where you make that final wish and then you finally get it. You get the dream partner, you get the kids, you get the house, you get that feeling of touching heaven on earth. But you have to walk away from something first with the knowledge that, with the faith that whatever is not fulfilling here, there is your cup and one other cup that you're going to connect to out there that's going to bring in this Ten of Cups. This would be like maybe not wanting to leave an old relationship because you're afraid that you're never going to get this. And it's saying, well, that by leaving a relationship that does not suit you, you can then go out with faith knowing that there is a relationship out there that is going to bring in this Ten of Cups. But the Nine of Wands coming in with this is a sense of wanting freedom, a sense of really wanting either the freedom that comes with this happiness, this joy, that peace, the true happy family card. And maybe this is recognizing, again, there's maybe somebody coming into your life that you realize, I want that. And I want to pursue that because it feels good. That's the Knight of Wands. He's somebody who does that. He pursues something because it feels good for him. This could also be where for some of you, you're reflecting on moving on from a partnership or relationship because it isn't what you were expecting. And now it's time to kind of get the wheels going again, because now you're realizing that maybe this relationship isn't ultimately what you want, and you want to start working towards that. This can be kind of a reflection of both, but there is something here around really looking at the choice and direction you've made, what you want to bring in for you, what does not feel like the Ten of Cups, and where can you leave something behind to know in full faith that the Ten of Cups is still out there, and that you can kind of go on the journey of this, curious adventurer to find it. But for some of you too, this could be where you don't feel, this could actually represent a marriage here, something along those lines where you don't feel free to do that currently. And you might need to walk away from a current relationship to be able to find that. Or this might be that final culmination for some of you of this chapter closing out in your life where you didn't feel that way. You didn't feel free in your life and the relationships you've had in the past, and now something is changing in that dynamic. But I'm getting more of the feeling of it's the freedom to pursue your Ten of Cups. Whether that's the freedom of leaving a long-time job to pursue something creative that you love, whether that's the freedom to just enjoy life with someone else that you again, lose yourself in. But we have the Five of Pentacles here. We have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, it's time to really hold your space. Really put up those boundaries of where you're choosing to take action, why you chose to move towards a new direction. And really, I feel like almost more than anything, this is about defending your position, but defending your position to say no, naysayers, if there's anybody out there who is a naysayer in your life, or to just hold up a boundary against that negative mindset that creeps in with this anxiety, this overthinking of, but I won't make enough, but I'm not good enough, but we don't have enough. And this is saying you sure do, and you have support wanting to come in for you. This is the Three of Cups. And the Three of Cups says there are others who want to celebrate with you. There are others, you have a lot to celebrate with others. And there may be this level of like wanting to hold people back, maybe out of fear, maybe out of protection. This is saying let the community come in, let people come in. Hold up the boundary against the choice you want to make in the new direction you want to take, and maybe the action here that you want to move towards, but also hold up the boundary against the Five of Pentacles, against I won't have enough, I can't make enough, I'm not good enough. Bottom of the deck, oh my God, sometimes you just can't make this up. Six of Wands again. Success, recognition. There is something here around a level of success, around a big dream for yourself that is so wanting to come in for you, but you have to be the one strong enough to get in the driver's seat, strong enough to move on from a past mental limitation of the belief that you're only good enough to this point. You can only make so much. You can only live in a home that is this big, whatever it is. And it's time to move on from whatever does not feel like heaven on earth for you and start to make a movement towards that. Start to go out and do what feels good for you. Again, the curious adventurer. This is about wondering where those extra 2 cups lie in your experience. And if this is about a relationship, it's about wondering where that person is who's coming into your life, who's going to bring you to that 10 of cups, or it's wondering where that experience is going to come, that connection, where that person's going to say, yeah, you have that creative project, you have that creativity within you. Well, let's kick it up a notch. Okay, I'm going to pull a energy oracle card here. So we're going to get to see a little bit more about what to expect for the energy of June for the month for you guys. But yeah, this is really, I'm getting feeling just here too. So this is getting any negative people out of your space. Don't connect with anybody who is that naysayer or who says you're not worth it or who says don't follow that dream. You'd be a fool to leave that job or you'd be a fool to move in with that person. This is saying embrace the people who are there to support you because you are here to obtain a level of success and recognition, and only allow those type of people into your experience. Man holding a heart. Number 45 breaks down to the number 9, the number of endings, wrapping up of a cycle, learning all the lessons. And yeah, if this is pertaining to love, which obviously it is here, this is really embracing what you love from that place of, because this can kind of correlate to the King of Cups in the tarot. Embracing what you love from that place of emotional connection, emotional maturity, holding your heart sacred, holding what you love sacred, but being willing to put it out there vulnerably, but not in a way where you are going to let others influence what you love and how you love. This is really getting into that place of the strength around kind of where you can get into that feeling of losing yourself in something that you love, whether it's a relationship or whether it's, a hobby or a new work endeavor, but also understanding the importance of that in your life, that you hold that kind of within you at all times, that you embody that. Yeah, because the 3 of Swords, because of the pain of the past. There probably was a time when you hid this part of yourself, where you didn't come from this loving, kind of open, vulnerable place because you had been hurt previously. And it's saying it's time to release that and get back to holding that heart openly out to others. Let's see if there's anything else that wants to come in. Up, and there's the opportunity. Yep, there's the Ace of Coins again. Working from a place of what you love and working from a place of what emotionally connects you to life. And that is what is going to create this opportunity for yourself. The opportunity that you've been working really hard for. And that this month there is going to be some type of communication or some type of opportunity that's really going to highlight a skill set or something, again, that you have kind of put your head down and been very good, very diligent in doing, and now you have a new opportunity here. But you have to embrace and really get to that place of trusting that if you love it, it will bring success for you. And to not lead from that place of fear, anxiety of, last time I did this, it didn't work. Last time I tried this, it didn't work. Last time this happened, or this person said this, or I lost money, or whatever it is. It's saying, no, here's the opportunity. Here's the opportunity to close out a cycle where you had been hurt in the past, but this is a new cycle where you pursue your creativity, where you pursue what you want to give birth to, where you pursue your 10 of Cups. Okay, so we have surrender your desire to control people. It says being overly controlling can sabotage relationships. To more effectively achieve your goals, back off, regroup, and give the situation some breathing room. Now, this may seem kind of strange. You're like, what? Where did this all come from out of the set? But this could actually be what's going on here, this dynamic. The 7 of Wands and the 3 of Cups, feeling like you're defensive when you get into social settings or into community related groups, or you feel like you have to defend yourself, defend what you're doing, defend why you're choosing to do something. And it might be that no one's even asking you, like, why are you choosing to do that? Because when we think about controlling people, often we think controlling people is like telling people what to think or telling people what to do. But controlling people can actually be when we hide parts of ourselves because we are controlling their response to us, or we're controlling how they perceive us, or we think we're trying to control their perception of us. So we hide parts of ourselves, or we come out as openly defensive right off the bat because we think that their opinion is going to be one way, or that they're going to not celebrate us, or they're not going to honor our love. And so we sit there then and we don't come out as our most authentic, vulnerable self. And that can be another way that we control people. So there's something here more about, I think, when we think about sabotaging relationships, I feel, Pisces, that for you, this is about coming into a place where you just are authentically you. You share what you love. You share what you love to do. You have a strong work ethic around that. But I think you might be surprised at the recognition and the success you'll have when you really get over the realization that it's your own worries projected out onto others that is actually causing you to feel like you need to control some aspect of your either relationships, how your relationships are seen, or how you're seen in what you do. And this is saying it's time to just come out and be you. It's time to express that. It's time to share that. It's time to get past this idea that you might be left out in the cold, that others might not support you, because there definitely is something coming in that's going to require you to have great strength to move in a change of direction. And that change in direction is going to really allow you to grow and transcend past a place where this limitation of where you thought you could go. Whether it's, I can only have a relationship that goes to this point, or I can only have a career that allows me this much enjoyment, or this much money in my life, or this much whatever. But there's something here where you're going to be challenged to face that within yourself. And if you have the strength to face it and realize that you don't need to worry about what other people are thinking about you and trying to control that, if you can leave that on the table, there's a lot of success coming in for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and pull a final card here, and I'll read the little excerpt that comes in the book with this deck, just to get a final reading for you, Pisces. That doesn't feel right. Let's see here. There we go. So you got 2. We have first ray of power, number 1. I love that. And then we have sixth ray of devotion, number 43. Breaking down to the number 7. Beautiful energy of confidence of the self, confidence in spirit as well. All right. So first ray of power. Let's see what this says. It says, the first ray of power is energy of conscious destruction. It can be used in a healthy way to eliminate the past and allow for a fresh start. The first ray also carries the frequency of leadership. It can assist you to stand in the truth of your light so others can find their way by it. It helps to strengthen your willpower so you can accomplish any task you choose. The Ascended Master El Morya brings you his particular blessing and encourages you to believe in your own strength and take the initiative on what matters most to you. Love this. Could not be more clear. It's time for you to release again any patterns of self-doubt, any patterns where you feel that other people, might see you in a specific way. And it's time for you to stand in your power and lead from your truth. Lead from what you're passionate about. Lead from what you want to feel in your lifetime. Okay, then we have number 43. Sixth ray of devotion. It says the sixth ray of devotion bestows the qualities of persistence, unwavering focus, and intensity of feeling. That's the 8 of Pentacles. It is a gift of the strength to move mountains with your will for what you love. When the sixth ray of devotion appears, you are being given guidance that even if you do not seem to have much worldly power right now, the power of your beliefs can conquer obstacles. The Archangel Uriel helps you receive the blessing of the sixth ray now. It says you are receiving a blessing of the 6th ray of devotion. It is serving your soul growth and will help you develop faith in your principles and trust in the power of your beliefs. You will be able to recognize and appreciate the extraordinary strength within you and realize that you have enough willpower to keep working towards your dream, overcoming any obstacle until you are divinely successful. I love it. So this really comes down to, what do you want to create for yourself? And if there are no restrictions, if you didn't have to worry about what other people think, if you didn't have to doubt yourself as to how much money you could make or what you could do, what would you literally put your head down and through your sheer belief and hard work, what would you do to make happen for yourself? This is a lot of masculine energy. It's forward momentum. It's dissolving blocks, and it's like the way is clear. The way is clear to success. So it's only your own beliefs that are holding you back and the worry about the what ifs. If you can get past those, there is a new start coming in that is going to be based off of your hard work and an opportunity that wants to present itself. So, and if I could give you one piece of advice, just share yourself authentically, and really be with full faith, ready to see the success and love that wants to come in for you, because that's really what's going to what's going to allow the opening for this opportunity to present itself. All right, I will leave it there, Pisces. I hope you all have a wonderfully confident and loving month of June. If you'd like to book a personal reading, you can click on the link in the description box below to visit my website. Otherwise, I will see you all in July for your next illumination reading. Bye, Pisces.